Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the inner workings of military College Sui, a truly premier defense education institution over in Pakistan. We're going to trace this fascinating journey from its massive national objectives right down to the nitty-gritty details of a cadet's daily life.
So what does it actually take to survive and thrive at one of the most regimented feeder academies in the world? Just picture this, an elite military boarding school sitting right in the rugged, gas-rich terrain of Balochistan, built specifically to turn local youth into national leaders. How exactly does a highly secured campus in the Sui cantonment function as an engine of human capital? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. A hub for national integration. 2. The path to admission. 3. Inside the daily routine. 4. Infrastructure, academics, and fees. And 5. The ultimate objective.
Section 1. A hub for national integration. Now, to really understand this place, we have to look at its rapid, highly calculated evolution. This isn't just your average high school. It was born from a strategic push to uplift the educational infrastructure of a very specific region. Formally inaugurated back in 2011 by then Chief of Army Staff General Kayani, the whole operation moved into these custom-built, highly secure permanent residential blocks by 2014. And then, just 2 years later, in 2016, they hit a massive milestone. Their very first pioneering batch of cadets successfully entered the Pakistan Military Academy, or PMA, at Kakul. Fast forward to 2022, and a modernized central academic block was inaugurated. So we're talking about going from a mere concept to a fully functional military pipeline in just over a decade.
The absolute crucial takeaway here is its official designation as a feeder institution. It's essentially a vital human resource pipeline engineered by the military and the state. The primary goal? To accelerate regional youth, especially those from Balochistan, straight into national administrative streams and the officer cadres of the armed forces. They are structurally prepping these kids to bypass typical socio-economic hurdles and absolutely conquer the highly competitive Inter-Services Selection Board, or ISSB exams, which, as you might know, is the ultimate gateway to becoming a military officer.
Section 2. The path to admission.
Okay, so how does a young student actually get their foot in the door of this heavily guarded fortress of learning? Well, earning the title of Bolanian, which is the official nickname for cadets there, means surviving a grueling gauntlet that filters out literally everyone but the most capable candidates from across the country. It's a highly controlled induction, completely managed by the military's Human Resource Development Directorate.
The immense pressure on these applicants is 100% by design. It's a ruthless 4-stage elimination process. First up, a written entrance exam testing core sciences like math and physics. Survive that, and you face Stage 2, intelligence testing, evaluating cognitive processing speed and spatial reasoning. Stage 3 is a panel interview run by military selection boards to test confidence and communication under pressure. And finally, Stage 4 is a strict medical clearance executed at designated combined military hospitals. So they are testing absolutely everything, from intellect down to physical health, across 4 brutal elimination rounds.
To build this carefully orchestrated cadet corps, the college really focuses on youth. They bring the vast majority of cadets in young at Class 8, so specifically ages 12 to 14, creating a baseline cohort of 90 seats. On the flip side, the Class X lateral entry for 15 to 17-year-olds is incredibly limited. It only opens up to fill sudden structural seat vacancies, and it requires a strict 60% minimum in their matriculation exams. This strategy ensures that most of the student body goes through the absolute longest possible conditioning period.
Section 3. Inside the daily routine.
Once you're admitted, your world shrinks down to the highly disciplined, immutable clockwork of campus life. It is intense. We're talking a 5:30 a.m. reveille and morning physical training, followed immediately by academic sessions starting at 7:30 a.m. After a strict lunch and a very brief rest, it is straight into mandatory sports and obstacle courses at 4:15 p.m. The day finally winds down with supervised prep and then a total campus power down for lights out at 10 p.m. There is literally zero wasted down. Every single minute is accounted for.
And it doesn't stop there. A cadet's survival totally relies on what the college calls the continuous evaluation system. So they aren't just graded on their federal board exams. Their standing is constantly judged across 5 unrelenting pillars. Academic grading, obviously, but also military discipline, meaning uniform sharpness and punctuality. Then there's physical stamina, tested through 1-mile runs and standardized obstacle walls.
Leadership potential is evaluated by assigning them roles like section commander. And finally, co-curriculars, which demand participation in things like bilingual declamations and sports. Fall behind in any one of these pillars, and your place on campus is seriously at risk.
Section 4. Infrastructure, academics, and fees.
Let's step back for a second and explore the environment supporting this intense routine and who actually gets to experience it. By strict policy, 60% of all admission slots are legally locked for youth domiciled in Balochistan. The remaining 40%, those are filled by candidates competing on open merit from other provinces like Punjab, Sindh, KP, Azad Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan. This actively forces candidates from all across the country to integrate inside the dormitories and mess halls.
Now, this dynamic becomes even more profound when we look at the financials. The institution actively bypasses socio-economic hurdles for native Bugti tribesmen and local Baloch youth. The vast majority of these domiciled cadets receive 100% military welfare scholarships. That means full, complete coverage of tuition, boarding, meals, uniforms, and books. And this regional uplift is actively subsidized by the open merit cadets from those other provinces, who operate on a standard self-finance boarding scale to offset the college's overall operational costs.
To support all of this, the physical infrastructure is incredibly specialized. It's honestly fascinating to contrast the rugged, arid environment of the Sui gas field right outside the walls with the hyper-modern, tech-driven academic oasis sitting inside. The campus actually relies on independent deep-water wells and heavy-duty cooling systems just to maintain comfort. Inside, cadets have access to a central library housing over 10,000 academic books, heavily equipped physics and chemistry labs, and integrated computer fab labs or digital fabrication laboratories for hands-on tech training.
Section 5. The ultimate objective.
All right, it's time to assess the final measurable outputs of this macro to micro journey. What are the tangible results of all this discipline? Well, 51%. That bold number represents the college's PMA induction rate. It is a highly successful, verified metric proving that over half of its passing out cadets successfully clear their ISSB exams and enter the Pakistan Military Academy. For an institution built specifically to operate as a feeder school, this is the ultimate scoreboard of their success.
Breaking that success down even further really validates the claims of regional uplift. Out of 1,047 total graduates since its inception, the college has produced 294 commissioned officers. But here is the absolute most crucial part of that statistic. Of those 294 officers, 162 originated precisely from the targeted Balochistan demographic. It shows a highly tangible pipeline functioning exactly as it was designed to.
The entire philosophy of the institution is captured perfectly in their motto: fitter bodies with sounder minds. It beautifully distills that dual curriculum mandate we've been talking about today. The college deliberately balances the intense academic rigor required by the federal board exams with the uncompromising physical conditioning and leadership training dictated by the military.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to ponder. We've seen how military College Sui takes a 12-year-old student, subjects them to an unbroken chain of daily discipline, academic rigor, and physical testing, and turns them into a commissioned officer. How does that highly structured discipline at the micro level permanently reshape the macro future of an entire geographic region? The profound ripple effect of turning individual cadets into systemic nation builders is a truly fascinating testament to structured education. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep seeking out those clear explanations.